Well, we can always edit in Big the Cat.
Oh gosh. That would get us some views on YouTube.
Hello, Rockwall.
So
And Button.
it's an eye.
Or orb. It's an eye with
sound,
a Kai.
Sound?
Why
Did
is
you
it?
Sound?
Why is it clicking at us?
Did you hear it make like a animal sound?
Okay. What? Why? Why is it doing this?
Also, did you notice the number on the back?
KI?
The KI is actually the number 3. I'm joking right now, by the way.
How am I supposed to know that?
All right, you see the frog shape here, and do you notice how that ball, the eye, happens to be right where the eye should be?
Okay.
The back of the ball said 3, and it's a frog, so that means frog is 3. This will come in handy in about 6 videos.
How are we supposed to know that was 3?
You don't. You just take about 3 years to solve the game, like me and Dad did.
I disapprove strongly. Also, why dinosaurs?
I forget what these are called.
With, like, walrus. Oh, okay.
What matters is that you heard what they sound like.
And that rock sounds... that rock looks like a turtle.
Actually, it looks like a certain type of fish we're going to see later.
Oh. Oh, jeez. So...
That sounds like that.
I am so confused.
Don't worry about it. Just know that this is a fish that sounds like that, and it had the number 5 on it.
This is the... Okay, so... What is this puzzle for?
It is for a password later.
How much later?
Video 6.
Do you have to remember that stuff as you play the game?
No, you can go back and find it later.
How long does it take to find it all again?
Oh, like 10 minutes if you remember where the things are.
And what if you
By
don't
the
remember?
way, this guy in this tower rang an alarm. Now everyone knows we're here.
Oh. Okay.
There are holes in the water.
Uh-huh.
The explanation for that, by the way, is fantastic. But we'll get to that later.
I'm still very mad about that puzzle.
It's one of the best puzzles.
I don't like it.
Oh, look, a beetle with a big eye.
Is what?
See, it's a beetle shape. The water made a beetle shape. And there's an eye.
Oh.
And
okay. Like side on.
And it says 2 on it.
How are you supposed to...
And they sound like a beetle.
How? How are you supposed to find out what those symbols mean? Is there anywhere in the game that it actually tells you?
Well, yeah, you'll see the symbols later in like a little educational device.
No.
A really disturbing one. Oh, relax.
I am upset greatly by this.
Why? It's one of the better puzzles. And
because it has everything that I dislike about adventure game puzzles.
No, here's your problem.
Up.
Here's your problem. You need to stop trying to remember things.
No, I need to stop trying to be logical about adventure games, but that's just not going to happen.
If it doesn't make sense now, you ignore it until it makes sense.
That's the thing. I don't like the presence of things that don't make sense.
Well, for what it's worth, it will make sense. It'll actually be kind of brilliant when it all comes into light. Anyways, we were at the bottom and there was a ladder into the water, but there was nothing down there. So let's go this way.
In fairness, it does make sense in the context of the game world that we're in that these things would be present before we know what they're used for. So
yes.
Oh hi! It looks like one of those scarabs that we saw all the stained glass drawings in.
And it sounds like the beetle that had the 2 written on it. The beetle eye.
Oh. Well, couldn't we have figured that much out from the fact that it was supposedly shaped like a beetle?
They just give 2 cues just to help.
Okay. Alright, so why are they... My last question about that, I suppose, is why are they front-loading all of these puzzles if they're not used until much later in the game?
Because the game is entirely free-form. Free wander.
So you could potentially solve that puzzle early in the game?
Yes.
Okay.
That has a 4. And it sounds like those whale flipper things down at the beach that ran away from us.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to sound like?
Yeah.
They were like grunting. They weren't making sheep noises.
Hold on, am I remembering this wrong? I think it's them.
I think so, because they were making like snorting grunts, not that little like bah.
They did make a little bit of that sound. There's a fish.
That is a face. That is an angry face.
That's a fish.
That is... Okay, that's a very angry fish, then.
Agreed.
Why was it glaring at us with, like, glowing mouth?
Because it's a shrine.
Oh.
And that shrine... Like, they worship Gen, they also worship these fish, which are called warks. And they feed criminals to the warks, by the way.
Are they like piranhas?
No, they're much bigger. Think more shark-like.
Oh. So was that like a 2-scale representation shrine?
Not quite. They're maybe about half that size.
Aw. See, that's a shame. I really think more games should use like massive, absurdly large sea creatures as monsters. Because I love, like, I'm terrified of them, but I love just how creepy and weird, like, leviathans are. And there's a happy frog in the clouds.
More importantly, the villagers just escorted the children off the dock because we're coming.
Yeah. Oh well. We don't need to interact with them anyway.
Here's another ladder to the water, with a hole in the water.
But that was one of the same symbols we've already seen, right?
That symbol doesn't matter. It's a platform.
It looks like one of the ones that we've seen.
Here's the village.
Uh-huh.
All these...
That is...
Alright, so 5 seems to be a bit of an arc number so far. So what happens if we knock 5 times?
They yell at us to go away. Oh. That is a very small door.
It is. So what they did was they withdrew the planks under their house, so we can't get into the rest of the village.
Okay.
We'll never get in there.
That explains why those doors go nowhere. Alright.
So instead
I was about to ask about that, actually.
Yeah. They go nowhere because they're locking us out of the village.
Them, yeah. Alright.
But we can still get here.
Instead, we're going to go... Hi, minecart. And very uncomfortable looking stool.
It's another shrine. They worship animals here because, of course.
And kiln. And what are we doing over here?
Well, what's this?
It's a bathysphere.
Nailed it.
Are we actually going to go diving in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So let's close up that hatch.
Doesn't seem to do much right now.
Oh, so we can't go diving yet.
Well, there's a lever here.
Well,
Uh,
wait.
Oops.
Oh.
Wasn't me. Maybe this is why the villagers don't want us in.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to get in there. Can we pull it back up?
Well, no, because we have to be out of it in order to move it down.
Oh, so we're gonna have to go back down there and then find it down there?
Yeah. Remember when we went down past the beetle representation? There was like a dock with nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And so, yeah, the submarine is a nifty little thing. And it also, like, uses the holes in the water.
Right.
Yeah. Like, we'll cover that when we get to it. But right now, we're just going backwards. This is the shortcut back to the forested part that's all been cut down. Well, I know, like, you might notice that all the buildings so far have been made out of clay, right?
Yeah.
Guess what they cut down that forest to make?
Clay.
Paper.
Oh, for the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they like snort and grunt. They sound more like pigs than sheep.
The braying is supposed to be attributed to them, and that's how I always done it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Maybe the game did something wrong. Those two sounds are not the same.
Oh well. Regardless.
And we're back down here.
We go down this ladder at the speed of sound. And now... Now we look around, then we look down, and oh!
Yay! And jump in. That kelp isn't moving.
Now it is.
Oh. Or are we just moving and we're getting like water effects? Oh, is this on a rail as well?
Yes.
Alright.
We're not going to do the crystal key magically knowing how to work everything off the bat type of thing.
Yeah, so it is like a bathysphere. Basically, exactly. Alright, so where are we headed with this?
Well, there's a bubble of air over here, so why don't we try getting in that and getting out?
Is it going to be the one that we already saw?
Well, no. I mean, it's supposed to be, actually. Like,
what?
We did... This is supposed to be at the dock that we were, like, at when we... Like, at the village.
Right.
But you might notice that there's a slight problem. The ladder's been retracted.
Oh, okay. That's a handy locking system, I guess.
But here's the thing: the villagers don't control that one.
Uh-huh.
Something else does.
So where are we headed? Where are we actually headed?
Well, I'm headed off to... I know approximately where I have to go. So I'm off to go to the one other place that we can actually get a surface at.
Uh-huh. Ugh. It takes so long.
because so what happens is those little platforms I mentioned. Might as well explain it to you now.
Yeah.
They move, like to where where they are. They're exuding heat. Okay, a lot of heat. We stop on them. The water in Riven is full of a certain type of bacteria that hates heat and has great self-preservation instincts. When the water comes in contact with anything really high heat, the bacteria panic and make a hole in the water. They create immense surface tension.
So the water is alive, basically.
It's full of bacteria. If you boil it, all the bacteria dies and it becomes like normal water. They have very complex mechanisms for boiling the water.
I am lost on which way we're supposed to be going.
I know where.
Okay, but I'm still lost.
Okay. So, the only other place that we can actually surface is up this way.
How are we supposed to know which track we're actually on?
Like left or right?
Yeah.
See the little lever below the turnaround switch?
Yeah, okay.
See how it has a rail that leads it to the left or right?
Okay, so that determines which track you actually, travel down?
Yeah.
Alright.
So far, we've only needed to turn right, so I've left it at right.
Oh!
A ladder!
A ladder we can actually reach.
Yeah. So, the holes in the water don't move, but these ladders can retract retract out of the way. So, I'm looking at all these holes, and you can kind of see they've been retracted out of the reach.
Well, yeah, we saw
Come
that.
on, Spencer, move. Here we go.
Where are we going?
Up here.
Oh. Wow, they look kind of like faces.
A little bit. So I'm just going to flip all of these.
Just completely reverse it?
Yeah, see what that does. Now, it's hard to tell, but you can now see the big cone thing now has a ladder that goes down to the air bubble. So why don't we just go over there and see what that did?
So, was the solution to the problem literally the same thing as the solution to the power plant in Beneath the Steel Sky, where you just reverse the switches and it works?
We can't get back to the submersible because this retracted.
Oh, okay.
The solution's even simpler. Everything
just all
up.
of them go in one direction?
All of them up.
Right. Of course.
Because we could only reach 2 of the 5 platforms before, and those were the 2 that were up. So I put them all up, so now they're all accessible.
Fair enough. So which one do we...
Okay, first I'm going to take us to the schoolhouse.
Alright.
Because it's deliciously creepy, and also we learn how to count there.
Oh, so that'll give us our symbols for the numbers?
Yeah.
Yay!
So I told this to David, and it broke his brain, so now I'm going to break the viewer's brain. Dunny counting, because the Rivenians, because Gen is God, he insists that they all learn Dunny and Dunny letters and numbers. Dunny numbers are base 25, sub base 5.
Which makes no sense.
It means that any one number counts up to 25 before they reach 10. And
which makes no sense.
And the symbols are base 5. You'll get the mildest demonstration of which you have to extrapolate this.
I'm not sure how you're even supposed to comprehend that without, reading extensively on it.
I did it.
Which is probably
I didn't figure it out when I was 8 when I played this, but I did figure it out when I was like 12.
Well, the game probably expects you to read extensively on it, right?
Well, no, there's no extensive reading to be done at this point. Here's Gen.
Hi. English?
No, Dunny.
No. Do you speak English?
He does, yes. Not here, though.
Is this a recording?
Yes. He pretends it isn't, but it is.
Oh. Oh, so that was like, praise be to me, amen.
It was more, yeah, like, here you learn Dunny, and then he, like, checks over all their work by looking at them and saying, yeah, good.
Oh, okay.
Mist Online, one of the people in Mist Online was briefly hosting Learn How to Speak Dunny, so people have figured it out.
It sounds even more ridiculous than the learning how to speak Klingon. They use this room
because all those letters on the walls, right?
Right.
So here, I love this. This is how we learn how to count.
With that little fish face?
1, 2, 3, 4.
What?
This is also showing you how the work gallows work. This says 9, by the way, because the segment, the horizontal line is 5, and then that's 4, the little corner. And you put the two together, it's 9. This is 10.
What? What is going on?
5. You have to play with it a lot longer than I'm playing with it in this recording. But 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. You just have to memorize. This is 10 again. And then when you hit 5, you have to memorize the 5, the 10, the 15, and the 20. And then you combine one of those 5, 10s, 15s, 20s with the 1, 2, 3, and 4, add them together, and that's your number. That's how I say it's sub-base 5.
What just happened?
I know you're not getting this.
What? Was that thing, like, were the numbers that it actually popped up with, like, completely randomized?
Yes. You just have to play with it until you saw enough numbers to make out the number system. What else was cool about that, though, is that it shows how the work gallows work, and it's deliciously disturbing. They lower someone by their feet down to the work, and it eats them.
Yeah. Well, my brain is officially broken.
I'm just feeling really elite right now because I took the time to understand how to dunny count.
I have better things to do with my time than try to comprehend that.
It's okay.
Do actual math.
Just trust me when I tell you how dunny numbers... Like, when I read dunny numbers, you can just trust me.
Yeah, sure. Just glad I'm not the one trying to figure this game out.
Something that's a bit less cool is that in Mist Online, there's much more complex dunny numbers. And you have to have extrapolated them from this. Like this game, that moment.
Of course. Alright, so are we actually ever going to see one of those big fishies?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm assuming that there is still no, like, death state in this, though.
There is a death state, but not by fish.
No. That's a shame.
There's actually several death states in this game. Which is why it wasn't rated... Which is why
short of it, like, actual bad endings.
But there's a few ways you can die, like actual die. But not, they are all bad endings if you do that. But, this is the work gallows, by the way. They lower people by their feet from that down to this hole, and then a work jumps out.
Right.
Let's
Are we
not
going to see
stick
a
around
fish
for
right
that.
now?
Not right now.
I want to see a fish.
Well, we'll see one later.
Aww. Now I'm sad.
You'll find a way to carry on.
My wayward son?
Exactly. Now we're almost done with the submersible because we can just go up to the dock over here and get out.
Uh-huh.
And then we've found all 5 docks, so we've found everything we need for now.
Then what do we have to do?
Well, there was, remember the path of all the cut down trees? There was one path we hadn't gone down.
Sure.
Well, we're gonna go down it.
Yay! Is that going to be every bit as exciting as this was?
Actually, it's gonna be way more exciting because we don't have to manually move that sub.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that.
So yeah, there's the submersible at this dock.
Are we going to have to come back to it later?
Yes. We're not done with that work gallows.
Oh, okay.
But for now, we have still not gone down one path. I also didn't open the secret door at the fish head. Spoiler alert. That'll be later.
Okay. That is an oversized axe.
That is an oversized axe. So, right here is...
An actual minecart.
Yeah. This is just
Hopefully
too wonderful
not
for words.
Hopefully not a maze this time.
No, it just goes.
Oh.
Remember how I said the water's afraid of heat?
So
This
these
is
are
really
hot.
hot. These are really hot. Don't put
How
your
are we
hands
not
up.
getting burned?
Because we're moving too fast, I hope.
We're just gonna come out of this with like seared and charred and...
To be fair, this minecart wasn't really meant for humans. It was
Yeah.
meant for... Like, remember how they're cutting down all the logs for paper?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're supposed to put the logs in this cart.
So we are gonna come out of this just seared and charred and cooked to perfection.
Well, we're okay right now, so hopefully we stay that way. It wasn't
We're just
too
gonna
hot.
collapse. After
wasn't-
the end of the game, the main character just collapses and dies.
Aww. It wasn't too hot, because the water wasn't fizzling. It just was staying away is all. Anyways, you might be wondering, okay, so why did I say the logs have to come this way? Well...
Oh
look
no.
out! It's a chopper!
Our-
It's a chopper.
Well, it stopped being very eventful fairly quickly.
Thankfully, the
It's
chopper
not
wasn't on.
immediately. It's not immediately dangerous.